Well, greetings everybody. Yes, it's me. Back to work. That's what I am. Back to work. I'm actually back home from work, but it was back to work today, yesterday, whatever. One thing you might notice is that I actually remembered to turn my sound recorder on today, so my voice might sound a little bit differently than it did for the last two episodes, because those were specifically caught through my camera, which I'm not thrilled about, but sometimes you just overlook things, or things happen. Anyway, that's what these tests are all about. So yes, I was back to work last night, today, and you never know when you're driving into work, you just kind of feel, even though it's like the start of a new week, you just kind of feel like you're in a rut. You know what that feeling is? Like, oh, it's the same old thing. Here we go. I'm in the rut. And we've gone through ruts before in our lives, probably many, many times, and we know how to get out of it afterwards. I mean, like, we've done it. We've gotten beyond the rut somehow. And you kind of think like, hey, how come I'm heading back into that rut? I got out of it before. Why do I want to go back in it? I don't know. It happens. You get back in the rut. Although it didn't last too long. I was driving to work, and it was a pretty smooth drive in, so that maybe helped a little bit. No real aggravations along the way, and work wasn't too bad last night. So, all in all, it wasn't really that bad of a night. One of the nurses had called in and was asking for some specific drug, and thinking that the shift before hers was going to take care of it, which didn't. And she got, for once, she didn't get mad at us, the pharmacy. She actually got mad at the shift before them, and told me that she was going to give them a killer wedgie, which I haven't heard for a while. I especially haven't heard nurses say it about each other, but that was quite humorous, a killer wedgie. And I asked her if she had the opportunity to take a picture of it, which she didn't really say whether she would or wouldn't. She just said it was going to be a bad one because she was going to make her so that it came all the way into her mouth or something. She's going to be able to bite it. I'm really not sure what to think about that. I guess it really depends on the type of underwear that we're talking about here. But anyway, it was amusing. It was nice way to start off the week. And while I was at work, I found out, it's funny. A lot of times, over the course of a career or a work span, you see a lot of coworkers come and then they go, and new ones come on and stuff like that. And I've seen it for a long time. I've been seeing it since I've been in the workplace, since I was 16 years old, which for me, it's been a long time. No comments, okay, please. Anyway, so you kind of think that, seeing people come and go, you kind of get used to it, but, it's always weird. It's always a change, something different, and it doesn't necessarily feel good right away. It's kind of awkward, a little weird, and you got a little bit of sadness, thinking like, oh, there was this person I like to talk to every day, and they're gone again. And it winds up it's actually happening a lot lately, because the few people that I talk to regularly have moved on to other jobs, and besides that, a whole department has now been wiped out. Last night, today is their last day, and it's different. It's a little weird. It's kind of like an upheaval, but what can you do? You got to live with it and move on. So for all of you that are moving on, I wish you the best. And stay in touch. Comment on my video, and we can stay in touch that way. It's up to you. So anyway, when I was driving home from work this morning, I noticed a few things that annoy me. One of them was the condition of the highways. I don't know what's going on, okay, but I do know that my car is taking a beating every time I drive on the highway coming back up here. I don't know how it's going to hold together. These, you think they would spend some money to fix potholes. You know, just a little bit. Just cover them up. Do something. Put sand in it. Do something. You know, my vehicle is just taking an ass kicking. And you know what else is annoying? When rocks come flying and hit your windshield. You know, I don't remember this happening so much while I was growing up. You know, from the my teens and 20s. I don't remember this happening. Now, it's every morning. Every morning there's a freaking rock, big one because it really makes a good sound, hit off my windshield, and I'm constantly looking to see like, oh, is there a crack somewhere? You know, that's freaking annoying. You know, and you know what I don't. You know what's not annoying, but I find troublesome, maybe even a little frightening, is when large people. Now, this is no offense to the calorically challenged here. When very, very large people, we'll just say, you know, like twice the size of me, which, you know, puts them in the 400-pound class, when they whip by me, okay, and kind of just change lanes like really, really quickly. Because, you know, you just think that maybe their reflexes aren't quite what they once were. You know, and I'm telling you, like anybody who does a shoulder check, you know, at this speed, if at all, if they're even doing the shoulder check, I don't think that they should be going faster than me. That's just my thought. Because I see it, and I get a little scared. But anyway, that's what you experience. That's what happens when you're out driving on the highways, kids. Take this lesson to heart. Don't get big, because the shoulder check is very important. Anyway, so you know, I was thinking about what I had wrote yesterday. What I wrote. Yes, my writing blog. This is, yes, I scribbling right on the side here. What I talked about yesterday. One of the things was what I entitled like the passionate beliefs. And you know what occurred to me, and some people I know probably would try to tag me as being apathetic. You know, but my stance, I guess I would say, is almost like walking down the middle of the road, or you know, just having apathy, which it really couldn't be farther from the truth. You know, everything I've said. The thing is that I completely have taken the time to try to understand both sides of any argument, you know, and whether it's about political differences, whether it's about economic or social issues, when it's about you know, science versus religion, or religion versus religion. You know, I mean, I've really taken the time to try to understand somebody else, you know, and maybe that sounds apathetic to you, but you know what? I'm a much happier person, and I really don't have a lot of squabbles. So, you know, maybe people like to fight. Maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe they like to argue. And people that don't, they think would be apathetic. So be it. You know, you're entitled to your opinion just like everyone else, and good for you. You know, good for you. What else I was talking about yesterday too, I just thought about, was I was talking about directors and their directorial styles. And I didn't mention, I'm starting to like have a list of directors that I really like, the majority of their stuff, the ones I really don't like, and the ones that I kind of are hit or miss, you know. And Ron Howard was one of the ones that I had watched yesterday. And he, you know, I really like Ron Howard most of the time. He's like a 3/4 hit, you know. The one thing I notice about Ron Howard is his sense of humor. It doesn't really, I don't think he has much of, I think he's got a slight one, and it doesn't really come out that much in his movies, you know, and it's fine. I mean, it's fine to stay at that level tone all the time and try to stay more serious and to the point, but I'd like to see more of a sense of humor from him, you know, if he has one. I'm not sure he has one. I'm not saying he doesn't, but I don't see it as much in his movies. But I still like his movies because I think he's a good storyteller, you know, and that's what it comes down to. Somebody that's a really good storyteller or not. And that personality. I think that personality has a lot to do with it. But anyway, yeah, I think that's all that I really had to say today. You know, I should have a better recording, and I think I'm going to go to bed. I think that's what I want to do. So, until tomorrow, unpleasant dreams. That was from Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I kind of liked her, you know. I think it was an 80s thing. Maybe it's that whole demonic side I have, you know, the Ninth Gate and everything that I watched yesterday. But I think I'm really going to bed now. So,